What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. College football in 2024 is wild, right? We're talking about the transfer portal, NIL. A player can walk into a coach's office at any time and say, I want more money, or else I'm entering the transfer portal. We saw Braylon Russell hit the portal only to pull his name out like an hour later because it was all about money. It is wild. It is the Wild West. It is chaos. And that's why when this broke last night while we were live, North Carolina makes it official. Welcome to Chapel Hill, Bill Belichick. It makes no sense to me. Tom Brady's on record of saying that Bill Belichick is not an easy guy to play for. How is that going to translate? How is that going to work when you've got a 19, 20-year-old kid coming into Bill Belichick's office and saying, hey, I want more money or I'm not going to go play in this college football playoff? How is he going to respond to that? You know, when all the rumors started circulating, I thought this was a joke. I thought there is no way that Bill Belichick is going to coach at the college level. Now, as they were kind of having conversations, it seemed to be more realistic. I went and read an article at ESPN.com, said some of the hangups were first and foremost Bill Belichick's salary. Now, I think he signed a 5-year deal, but I don't think the salary is finalized yet. He's talking about resources for his staff, reporting structure, the potential role for Stephen Belichick, which is his son, and also North Carolina's NIL resources. Now, it goes on to say there have been reports that Belichick hopes to create a succession plan that would involve Stephen taking over for Bill. At some point, since he'll be 73 in April, it's unclear how long Bill Belichick would keep the job. So is that what this is all about? Is this all about Bill Belichick trying to set his son up to become a head coach? Bill Belichick walks in 2-3 years, hangs it up, and hands over the reins to his son. Also saw an article from UPI.com. Says the second winningest coach in NFL history who won a record 6 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots did not land a job. That's key here. Did not land a job during the last NFL hiring cycle. So is this a home run for North Carolina or not? And I get it. Some of you are probably sitting there saying, why in the world is Boogie talking about Bill Belichick? I promise there is a point to that. We're going to get to it. It goes on to say he will now be tasked with building a roster, filling a coaching staff while navigating college football's name, image, and likeness landscape. That is the key to me. Is Bill Belichick willing to deal with NIL? Is he willing to deal with recruiting? Should we be concerned that he can walk in and put those 6 Super Bowl rings on a table and tell a kid, hey, I can get you to the NFL? How does this impact Tennessee? Should we be concerned with recruiting in the state of North Carolina that we've had some success in lately? We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it, but you guys already know what to do. It's the YouTube stuff. I need you to smash the thumbs up below the video. It's quick, free, and easy, and it helps the channel. It drives the algorithm. It gets more Tennessee fans in here talking Tennessee football. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not reporters or journalists. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Next live stream is going to be Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That is a fan call-in show. We're going to kick things off for the Ohio State game coming up next Saturday. But let's talk about it. Why are we talking about whether or not we should be concerned with Bill Belichick? Well, look, we talk about recruiting all the time. It never stops, whether that's at the high school level, whether that's what we're seeing right now with the chaos of the transfer portal. And that's not just guys in the portal, that's also guys on your team. And it's not, it's not only so many angles as far as portal, high school, your own team, but also you're recruiting to the end of the line. You're recruiting until the pen hits the paper, right? We just saw that most recently with David Sanders, a guy that commits to Tennessee, seems to be all Vol. He's peer recruiting. But then in that final hour, he starts taking those trips, takes that trip to Ohio State. Was he going to return for Michigan? Doesn't sign on signing day. Like the drama, you were constantly recruiting. So again, Bill Belichick comes in, takes over North Carolina. Does he want to do that? Is he willing to do that, to put in the work? We talk about the state of North Carolina. We've had quite a bit of success in the state of North Carolina, most recently with David Sanders that I just mentioned. Huge recruit, 5-star offensive tackle. David Hobbs, Isaiah Campbell, Nathan Laycock, James Pierce. We've recruited a lot of elite talent out of the state of North Carolina, and we've also got one in the class of 2026. But again, when we talk about recruiting, down to the wire, 5-star quarterback Faison Brandon has been committed to Tennessee going back to August the 3rd of 2024. He's 6'3", 395 pounds. But guess what? He is out of the state of North Carolina. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina, committed to Tennessee over Alabama, LSU, and North Carolina. Look, they go out and hire – North Carolina goes out and hires the second winningest coach in NFL history. And, again, he can bring you in and he can tell you, I know the path. I know what the NFL is looking for. You don't think that Bill Belichick is going to negative recruit against Josh Heupel and his gimmick offense? That doesn't translate to the NFL. We'll get you over to North Carolina. We'll develop you. We'll show you a legitimate offense. I know what it takes to get to the NFL. I thought J.D. Pickell had some interesting comments about Bill Belichick. I want to play those and let you guys take a listen.
So this is a fun headline. Bill Belichick going to be the next head coach at North Carolina. If you're a Tar Heel fan, this is not tough to talk yourself into. 8 Super Bowls coming your way. Cut off hoodies now in style in Chapel Hill. Probably looks sick in our guy on Tar Heel blue. That's going to be a lot of fun if you're a Tar Heel fan. For me personally, I don't get this at all. I don't get it at all. You got Tom Brady, who is arguably the most mentally tough competitor to ever walk the face of the planet, saying, yeah, this guy was kind of tough to play for. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the way that things operated underneath him as a player. Now, we won a lot. That was great. But, as a professional athlete, I didn't love the way that I interacted with Coach Belichick or didn't interact with Coach Belichick. How's that going to go for an 18-year-old who's still figuring out life, let alone college football, who, oh, by the way, has options to jump in the portal anytime they so please? I don't like that equation. I don't like it one bit. Also, for Bill Belichick, what's the play here? I get it if you want to be around football, but why do this? You could go be on TV, go chop it up, go talk NFL, go talk college football if you want to be around college football. I don't understand this. Today in college football, it seems to be so crucial to have a certain relational factor to you, which from other accounts, I've never met Bill Belichick, never interacted with him, from other people that have played for him, seems to be lacking. I hope he has success. I hope North Carolina crushes it with him at the helm. I hope I'm wildly wrong. To me, though, personally, I don't get it.
Absolute spot-on stuff there from J.D. Pickell. Again, I get it. In 2024, we want to talk about money. We want to talk about dropping the bag, and that's true. Coach Jay just talked about this last night, brought up some good points. Yeah, it may be about money, but relationships, location, culture, it all factors in here. And if you don't have that relationship, if you can't relate to these kids, and maybe Bill Belichick can. What is he, 72, and he's got a 24-year-old girlfriend? I don't know. Maybe he can relate to people younger than him, but I don't think it's going to translate to the college football game. That's just my personal opinion. He also brings up Tom Brady, and I love that he calls him the most mentally tough player in the game. An adult, a grown man, and now you got an 18-year-old kid coming in. You got Tom Brady, the most mentally stable dude in the NFL, saying that, hey, Bill Belichick is hard to play for. I don't think this is going to translate, but will we see an initial surge because name factor, right? That's going to draw kids in. Super Bowl winning coach. It's a big deal. It's going to be all over the headlines. So maybe we'll see an initial surge, but then also J.D. Pickell says, why is Bill Belichick even doing this? But again, I go back to what we talked about with the hangups in the contract, the succession plan for his son Steven to take over that head coaching job when he decides to ride off into the sunset. So should we be concerned? I don't think so. I think it's worth talking about. I did go look at an On3 article about Faison Brandon. They reached out for a comment from him after the hiring of Bill Belichick. That alone, the fact that On3 is reaching out, that alone tells you maybe a little concern. But Faison Brandon said, I think that was a good decision by UNC, and they will get a lot of recruits and win a lot of games. That's it. Cut and dry, the end. Should we be concerned? Josh Heupel has a pretty dang good track record with quarterbacks. Development, with putting guys into the league, with recruiting. Look, Hendon Hooker, put him in the NFL. Joe Milton, put him in the NFL. Throw all the darts you want at the dartboard for Joe Milton, and we sat here and put so much blame on him. I'm just as guilty as anybody else. Guess what? He got drafted, and he's in the NFL. I think if a miss for us at the quarterback position is putting a guy into the league, I think that's a pretty good track record. Signed Nico Iamaleava, the number 1 player in the country. He's got Jake Merklinger. He's got George McIntyre, and then he's got a commitment from Faison Brandon, who is the 247 Sports number 1 overall player in the country. So if you can get 2 quarterbacks within 4 cycles that are both ranked number 1 in the country, I think that speaks volumes for what Josh Heupel can do on the recruiting trail. Josh Heupel has the relationships. Josh Heupel can relate to you because he's played the quarterback position at an elite level. So should we be worried about Faison Brandon? I'm going to go on record and say, no, I think he is a Vol. I think he is a lock, but you do have to continue to recruit him down to the wire. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let me know. Thoughts on Bill Belichick. Thoughts on recruiting in North Carolina. Again, that is a strong state for Tennessee to recruit as of late, with guys like David Sanders, with guys like David Hobbs, Isaiah Campbell. So we've got to continue to recruit that state. I think that is a key piece for Tennessee. But that is going to do it for this one. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. The link is in the description below, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Also, quick shout out to the members of the channel. This show doesn't exist without you. So if you like what we do, think about hitting that join button. It helps keep the lights on around here, and we are grateful for that. Also, a link down below for that as well. But that is going to do it. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.